Hello everyone here for the Hammer Game Channel. Welcome back to TNO, the last days of Europe, and to my Aryan Brotherhood playthrough. In the last episode, we expanded south into Bashkiria. We took over the rest of, we took over Ufa because we had taken Ashinsky from them, and we have also took out Berezniki or Niki. So our next target's actually Vyatka. So we've got a couple of things to do before we get to that, and I'm hoping we can actually get some more divisions as well, because, well, they have more than us right now. The Bashkirs could not stand up to the fierce and noble assault of the superior people, and they fell quickly. They will be dealt with shortly. Turn our attention to the Russians of Bashkiria. It is clear that we need to begin sorting the wheat from the chaff. There are people of valuable stock here, but their racial awareness has been hampered by a common cause. With the subhuman Slavs against Bashkir oppression, this falsehood will be dispelled and a proper hierarchy established. So we get some manpower, some political power, but we lose a little bit of stability. But I don't care, because stability is something we don't really have anyways. We've got some land integrate, so let's go ahead and integrate both of those. I actually don't care for you. We could do this. Adds a flat 1,500 manpower and additional 500 manpower for each own state. Strengthen the Brotherhood's control. Gain 4,500 manpower and monolithic control over non-Aryans. Yes, the right of ascension. Let's do that. And how are we doing for equipment? Right, we've integrated Russians. Of course, our manpower went straight into our divisions. Yeah, we're not actually covering the whole front. How many divisions they got? 5 to 11. Yeah, I could probably do with some more. Right, threaten the Imans. Despite their humiliation at our hands, the Bashkir scum refuse to know their place. The religious teachers have been especially active, organizing underground resistance against our new order. We've conquered this land, making us its rightful overlord. Their way and their god no longer have power here. A coordinated terror campaign against the Muslim region and its leaders should make that clear. Minus 20 political power and minus 2 stability. Because if I was to get another, even just another 4 divisions, I would love to be able to get another 4 divisions. Does that mean we're going to get not enough manpower to train? Wow, we need 8,000 for each of them. We have the equipment, which is nice. We do actually, well, the infantry equipment anyways. What we could actually do is we could try and purchase some from Zlathouse. Would you like to help me? External investments. Meh. Not really. We'll say that once we get the land integrated, we'll get some manpower, but that's not really going to be beneficial for us. What is elected president of Mexico? Okay. Who knows? The Bashkirs pacified. It has taken blood and toil, but the Bashkirs appear to be under control. Their race and their religion no longer hold sway, and they have been relegated to a position below even the worst Russians. The mosques have become meeting places and trial centers for the Brotherhood, and many of their properties have already been exploited and given to those of more deserving blood. In time, Bashkiria may become a promising part of our realm, just as eastern territories are to the Reich far to our west. A return to the status quo. We get a little event from that. Okay. Oh. The future Aryan race depends on renewal. As the weeks go by, the Führer knows the Untermensch become complacent and arrogant, descend into degeneracy and Jewry as the older brothers fail to beat them hard enough. As its control of the Reich slips, the Brotherhood must restore itself through blood by organizing their rite of ascension, bringing it to fold a new men to induct into the Aryan race. We shall cause the Untermensch to cower in terror and solidify our power. To fail to participate in this periodic renewal will see us weaken further, inevitably succumbing in our future at the hands of our Aryan betters. The ascension shall be a violent one. To complete it, hundreds of men, women and children of the Slavic race must be killed by our inducted brothers. The cries of pain, fear, misery, of weakness and death can only be borne by the most ruthless murderers we find. Those who fail the task will die in their turn. Oh no. Oh, Aryan control loose. Okay. 5 stability, 5 war support. Is that not good? Partially? Who knows? Samara's winning. President Kennedy has been assassinated. So John W. McCormack is here. Oh, Douglas Wimberley's here. And Rab Butler. Okay, okay. How's the Civil War in Germany going? Looks like Bormann is winning. I'm decided between him and Goring at this point, so... Right. Seize their arms. For such a bizarre organisation, the Maldarossi are surprisingly well armed. Since their incursion into Berezhniki, some of their cadres have gone underground, fighting against the Aryan Brotherhood using a sizable arsenal. It's imperative to our efforts that we root out the location of their weapon deposits and confiscate them. While their fighting spirit is commendable, at least by the standards of Vermin, they are an obstacle to the rule of the Aryan race and therefore must be destroyed, with prejudice preferably. Oh wait! Heinrich is still alive! Oh, we have war breaking out. Who are you at war with? The Order of St. George. Oh, who only have 2 divisions. But if they can hold on, we might be able to cause some hassle. Ooh. Right. 5 stability. Life has always been difficult for Gohar Mustafa. Her mother gave birth to her on June the 22nd, 1941. Her birthday became a bad omen and would loom over the rest of her life. When she was 2 years old, her father and 2 brothers died fighting against the Germans within the space of a week. A few years after that, her mother left the house one night and never returned. Her older sister took care of her until she was old enough to make her own way. Then she had gone from town to town seeking work. Even in the anarchy of the post-war years, the Russians refused to hire a Bashkir girl like her for anything more than working on the farms or in the stables. It didn't matter that Russia was gone, the Russians were still the rulers and the Bashkirs theirs to rule. The first real hope, Gohar had failed and nearly a decade came at the time of great despair of the Russians. The West Russian Revolutionary Front had collapsed into infighting, and during that collapse our people seized their chance of freedom. The Bashkirs had reclaimed their homeland and forced all the Russians who remained to accept their new status as equals, not superiors. Their peoples were of different faiths, different cultures, different histories. It was clear that many of the Russians resented losing what small sense of superiority they still had, but that didn't matter. Bashkiria was free. It was not meant to last. For a time, Gohar thought her curse had finally broken, but before long the invaders came. They overran Bashkiria, crushing it in its infancy. The new rulers claimed they were not Russian. In fact, they claimed to hate the Russians almost as much as they hated Bashkirs, but they looked like Russians, and they acted like Russians, and they spoke Russian. It didn't matter to Gohar whether they called themselves Aryan or not. And we get stability from that. And Margaret Thatcher has been elected. It's the first time we've seen her pop up in any of my playthroughs. Anyways, industrial investments, we'll do that again. Okay, I managed to get another division out. It's a very weak ass division, like. Hopefully this conflict kind of brings them down a little bit. That does give us 1,000 manpower, but... No, hopefully that's going to drain them down a little bit. Come on, hold on. They're going to lose soon. Right, dissolve the councils. Why such a pathetic and despicable party attracts so much support is a mystery that even the greatest thinkers of Germany would struggle to answer. The Maldarossi, even after being scattered and disarmed, continue to resist their rule, with their beastly supporters organising themselves into committees and acting as a shadow government. This group, a manifestation of the inability of subhumans to govern rationally, must be shattered if we are to enforce the proper order onto Berezhniki. I think I pronounced that wrong every single time. So we are up against 7 divisions by the looks of things. And they only have 56,000 max, so we're not too far off that number. We just have to break across. They have broken in. Best case scenario is that we actually are able to join in before the Order of St. George dies. We might be able to. Secure the new lines. We just got to watch out for Samara though. They go after Gorky next. Then Vyatka. Then Volgoda. We're down here, so they're still quite far away from invading us. That's good. The Maldarossi silenced. The Maldarossi put up a fight far greater than we could have anticipated. However, no one can defy the inevitable assertion of racial superiority for long, and their councils, scattered and disarmed, have been put to rest for the time being. We're making excellent progress towards progress hunting down the remnants, and few dare to utter the famous slogan of Tsar and the Soviets any longer. With the death of their abominable ideology, sanity has prevailed in Bezrezniki, and can now begin searching for those of Aryan potential among the populace and strengthening our hold in the region. Fantastic. That is music to my ears. I would love to be able to cut them off. I really would. I feel like they're gonna win though. Oh, they totally are. I think what we might have to do is actually just set up a defensive line and see if they're going to be aggressive. I can't even defend all of that. Because I don't really want to lose my factories either. Can we get any more divisions out? Wait, who's justifying it? Vyatka. Operation Crooked Cross? Damn. How are we going to do this? I think we abandon the north here and try and swing around. Oh, this is going to kick off very bloody soon. I'm not going to have much of a choice here. The Malrosi have been silenced. So Operation Odin. At first glance, the White Russian reactionaries may appear to have common ground with the Brotherhood. Nothing could be more false. They embrace their primitive Asiatic past. We embrace our Aryan heritage and our future ruling alongside the Germans. And Vyatka, a member of a hidden branch of degenerate and depraved Romanovs who preside over centuries of squalor and race, ignorance desires to revive the power of this wretched bloodline. Nothing could prove our spirit more than slaughtering the symbol of Slavic filth. Okay, so long to you then. Manpower? Stability. Of all the warlord states that battle the ruins of Russia, there were none more hypocritical or contradictory in their ideology than the Malorossi state of Bezerniki. Malorossi's ideology of monarcho-Sovietism captures the absurdity of Slavic false intellectualism better than any other ideology the Untermensch infesting Russia preach. These subhumans worship not one, but two different forms of oppression that held back the Aryans of Russia from achieving their destiny. The synthesis of these equally flawed but conflicting ideologies produced a government so bizarre and contradictory in its goals it was doomed to failure. It was only a matter of time until one of their neighbours descended upon them and stamped out their flawed strain of thought, and it seems only appropriate that it was the Aryan Brotherhood, the lone bastion of reason and sanity in Russia, that would step in and correct the situation. The former members of the Malorossi have been rounded up and killed. Those who have escaped from our reach will be allowed to live to spread word of our conquest. They will tell the rest of the Slavic parasites how we treat false ideologies such as theirs that seek to undermine Aryan people. Within Bezerniki itself, the combat squads are combing the land in search of Aryans to liberate and traitors to liquidate or enslave. Already the vestiges of illogical old government have been torn down. In their place, we have installed the policies of the Brotherhood. These policies are based on the reasoning and logic, rooted in infutable racial sciences, not the pseudo-intellectual theories of economics and religion that define the Slavic models of thinking. It will take time and persistence to cleanse the mistakes of the previous rulers, but Bezreniki will be freed of ignorance. All of Russia will be. Yeah, we're still not able to plug all the holes. That's what she said. I just don't know where to set that's going to be a decent idea. I can't get these boys out. Okay. I don't want to be too aggressive. What I might do, I might just let them try and come in this way and we'll try and encircle them. cut them off from their cap. Who the hell's what? Right, we just need to crush these guys. Because if we can crush some of their divisions... Oh! We captured the plant from them. That's nice. Because if we can kill off some of their divisions, then, you know, happy days. Because I'm kind of fine with them sauntering through our territory if we're able to kill some of them off. Which we are going to be able to do. Battle of the Wills here. How many divisions they got? 7 to 10, 52,000. Don't really want to leave Perm undefended, so just avoid leaving that, please. Just let the idiot AI do what they want to flop and do. Because I've only got 4 to 8 divisions left and 2 of them are currently stuck. As long as Perm stays with us, we should be fine. We just need to kill off these divisions. And we'll actually try and cut off their capital. Okay, they've managed to liberate them, have they? How close to the capitulation? Would they fall if we took the capital? Actually, they'll all be running to the capital right now, so... Oh, they certainly are. Oh, they really are running for the capital right now. Well, there's a stupid mistake from them. Let's just take the capital. Oh, we won. Yes! Get in there, boys. I didn't know if Vyatka would kill them, but it has indeed done so. So, yes, good. Who's our... Yeah, let me just go ahead and integrate both of those. Operation Odin bypassed. Ha ha ha. That's funny. Confiscated distillery. Appears the Tsar has a side business. Before annexation of Vyatka into the Reich, the monarch cronies ran a large distillery that funneled liquor throughout Western Russia, making a tidy profit in the process. Despite their inferiority, they might have been onto something. The distillery is profitable and there is no reason we cannot use it for the same purpose. The consumption of alcoholic beverages is a long-time Aryan tradition after all, and all the better if we raise some badly needed revenue from it. Vyatka vodka. So Komi's at war with them. Cool, cool. We could do with dealing with Samara at some point. Purchase military access. Zlatoust. Liberal democracy. 4K Vyatka infantry equipment. The so-called Tsar and his followers, originally made up of white Russian exiles, were inserted back into Russia by the Germans in order to help fight the West Russian Revolutionary Front, and they received a large stockpile of firearms to assist them in that task. Giving the guns to such poor stock seems uncharacteristically foolish of the Reich, but as we know all too well, the Germans are wise beyond measure and do everything with a purpose. Now that we have toppled Vyatka, that purpose is all too clear: to give the loyal followers of the Aryan race the weapons that they need to seize their birthright. At least we can actually cover the whole front. And Goring has been defeated. Oh no, Goring won. Holy hell. What a turnaround that was. But that probably means he's going to kill us later on. Great. Woohoo, we're going to have a showdown with the Germans, which we're not going to be ready for. But you've got 7 of 13 divisions. You're still fighting Gorky right now. Hopefully that war goes on for a while, because we do need to kind of build ourselves up. Ah, we have the Central Siberian Federation. Well, you're going to die later on. Let's do train our troops. It gives us 1,000 manpower. We need manpower. Right, Samara's finished there. So they'll bypass that. So I guess they'll just decide. Oh, Vologda, sorry. Vologda's gone as well. So Vologda went a while ago. The Tsar's hold destroyed. The Asiatic Slavic hordes, led by the insipid and weak Romanov family, never were able to hold a candle to the might of Aryan warriors, as evidenced by their collapse in the First World War not so long ago. Now history repeats itself. The Brotherhood has taken the capital of the Imperial Restoration and shattered it in the name of the Germanic people. We have conclusively proven that the worthlessness of the Romanov bloodline. The two-headed eagle has been torn down from the sky, with a majestic eagle of the Reich triumphantly ascending to replace it. Yep, so long, Romanovs. And Göring has won. Oh, yep, the three-way's ongoing. Still waiting for this to kick off, but Omsk is losing. Yep, let the bloodbath begin, really. And okay, they're uniting. Detschler. National Socialism. Are you going to come back peacefully into Göring's arms? That'll be bypassed. That'll be bypassed. Yep, that's just bypassed a hell of a lot of stuff. Yeah, we have bypassed so much stuff. Okay. I guess what we'll do is we'll finish off the episode by reading through all of the bypass focuses there. So Operation Jormungandr, I've definitely said it wrong. The Christian religion is a pathetic vestige of foreign domination Aryans that neuters and dulls their inborn instincts whenever it exists. This has not stopped the Order of St. George from rallying around Orthodox Christianity for its base in Guinea. Aryans are people of warfare and domination. The Christian god is a weak deity who preaches love and forgiveness. Monks have long history of being slaughtered by mighty Germanic warriors. Now we shall add another page to its great chronicle. Operation Hermfaxi, I've definitely said that wrong. Expansion has always been a biological imperative of the Aryan race. We forge onwards into new frontiers, displacing lesser cultures who are unable to bear the pressures of natural selection. In Tatarstan, the natural order reverses itself as the savage Turkic barbarians push back the Slavs, who, although slightly better, are still unfit for combat and colonization. It takes an Aryan to keep the subhumans down for good. Let us help the natural order right itself. Elevate the Tartars. The Tartars are vicious people, violent not in virtuously martial form of the Aryan, but in the base manner of a rat or rabid dog. Where their steppes have long been a chaotic racial landscape, and those of good breeding can be found even among the worst of Manji Kurds. If the Germans could find worthy Aryans from the population of eastern colonies, it should not be a difficult task for us to do the same for the Tartars. The prospect of being considered Aryan may even make the rest behave better. Out of false hope and nothing else. 3,000 manpower. Why? Why did we not get that? As a running theme of our conquest of Western Russia, that even in the face of obvious racial superiority, those we defeat rarely opt to submit to our rule. Tartars, long intractable in their opposition of Russian dominance, have fought against us with the same vigour. They have taken advantage of the breadth of landscape, as well as our lack of meaningful control of areas outside of the cities, where our lenience will soon end. The force of the Aryan Brotherhood cannot be contained, and we shall sweep over every inch of the steep if necessary. Putting on the bridles. Savage man in Tatarstan fought with bestial fierceness to contain us, but they failed to halt our advance. The city of Kazan and surrounding countryside have been thoroughly pacified, and slave acquisition operations are already underway. Tartars are only the latest eastern race crushed under the boot of the Reich. If we are to ascend to glory of Germany, we will have to crush many more. Operation Bifrost. In a world where the taking of blood is necessary to survive, pacifism is the weakest and most despicable philosophy one can hold. In Vologda, a general of the West Russian Revolutionary Front doomed his people to obsolescence. I don't know. When he backed down from their war against the Reich. Since then, they have formed a laughable attempt at democracy, pretending that the balance is a worthy substitute for the bullet. We will shatter these delusions and return the rule to the arms to the region. Aryanize the cathedral. We have been dismissive of religion in the past as means by which Aryans are led astray from their inborn values. However, the Germans offered to co-opt the Christian faith rather than destroying it, clean it up to gradually guide the people towards a better way. While the obstinacy and combatancy of priests elsewhere have precluded this possibility until now, the local priesthood are as fearful of warfare as everyone else in Vologda. Seizing this powerful institution for our own ends is yet another way we can emulate our masters. Crush the partisans. It is unfortunate that the Volgodans have awakened to their fighting spirit just as we subjugate their territories. Rather than submit, which is their prerogative as a lesser people, the soldiers have once again taken up arms. Their equipment from the West Russian War, long abandoned, returns to the battlefield. We are stronger, however, and ultimately General Ivanov's clique will face the same fate as every other meagre statelet to oppose the Aryan Brotherhood. And their obedience ensured, Vologda is an exemplary example of the folly of neutrality. Given the options of submitting to the Reich or expanding to barbarian fiefdoms, it refused both and was inevitably crushed by the people strong enough to tame the wasteland. Their balancing game has ended in failure, and now the Aryan Brotherhood has in its grasp a long-awaited prize, control over one of the borderlands closest to the Reich. Our reunion as Aryans is one step closer. Okay, so Samara, Komi, Gorky, that'll bypass. A lot of this is getting bypassed, which is a shame. And of course, the negative stuff is what we're going to get. Love that. Although we have torn the order asunder, the people still clinging to their ridiculous faith. Internal investigation is real, but there are still some Orthodox priests who managed to evade our initial purges. They still remain among the people, spreading their vile filth among the lower castes. It's time that we finish what we have started and show the people of Guinea that the Christian God is too weak to protect them in their time of need. Only the Aryan conqueror can shape the world according to his own whims. The end of the Romanovs. 8 stability. For the second time in this century, the enemies of the Romanovs, the last true monarchs of Europe, have scattered the dynasty to winds. While their first collapse was inevitable, for a time it appeared that anarchy that followed the West Russian War might give them a chance to reclaim their birthright. Under Vladimir Karolovich's guidance, they claimed part of their homeland for themselves and prepared to reunite the lands of Russia under the divine rule of the Tsar. It was not meant to be. The monarchists and white Russian officers serving under the new Tsar had spent years preparing themselves for a second confrontation with the communists to the north, a rematch between royalty and Bolshevism that would decide the fate of Russia once for all. None of them could have guessed their defeat would come from the south, not the north, at the hands of a far viler enemy than the communists. The Aryan Brotherhood had resolved to do what the cowardly weak Soviets could not, and finish off the filthy Slavic monarchy that had returned to deny the Aryans their own birthright. The two sides clashed in a vicious struggle, but in the end it was the Brotherhood that was proven correct as their armies overran the Tsarist Untermation and rampaged across the fields of central Russia. Now memories of the brief Romanov revival are already fading. The Brotherhood's victory reduced what might have been the rebirth of a great empire to a historical footnote. In place of the failed dynasty, a new master of the East is rising, not defined by faith and tradition, but by race and violence. Aryan soldiers are burnt and defaced the imperial portraits. They have melted the crown jewels down for their gold. In place of the old flag of the empire, the swastika now flies over Vyatka. Fantastic. Good. Manpower in 102 days. Yes. Can't wait. How's Samara doing for manpower? They also have no manpower. German intervention in Africa. Ah, yes. That makes sense. That makes sense. Of course, they're going to be helping out the Africa Shield. Well, it looks like Comey's winning. You need to be careful. Like, who do they go after next? We look. Oh, Plan Grey. We're safe for a little bit. Oh no, maybe not actually. Yeah, we're maybe not safe for long from Comey. Modify their crosses. This widespread use of the cross as a symbol among Christians is proof of their weakness. How else could one idolize their faith founder, meekly allowing himself to die? The cross is common among Guinea, and we must stamp its use out and replace it with that of our own iconography. The swastika, the hooked cross, is a sign of only faith that can truly exist, utmost belief in the racial superiority of the Aryan over all other peoples. The prayers ignored. Guinea's cathedrals lie in ruins, and the primacy of the Aryan race remains unchallenged. The order had been shattered, its priests hunted down and slaughtered. Unshackled by the foolishness of a faith that preaches kindness, those worthy residents of Guinea can at last discover their true potential. If the Christian God is indeed real, he has smiled upon us, the glorious harbingers of a new age. Wait, the African war ended? Oh. Cool. Just waiting for them to collapse or become one and then collapse. So we have two Africas now. Okay. Right, let's just finish today's episode by doing their prayers ignored. We can do the Rite of Ascension again. Yay, manpower. Yeah, we have extreme. Oh! Okay, cool. What are the Italians doing? I think Comey's going to win. Comey's going to be the big boy to take down 10 to 16 divisions. Oof. Our manpowers went straight into the... Oh, we've got another division out. Saying that, we do have a good little defense line against Comey. Just thinking, could we actually strike them now? I only have 44,000 in the army, which is a little bit concerning. We could actually be able to... We don't have enough men to cover the whole front though. Stability again. Standing in a bombed out shell of a church, Hans found himself in an unusually philosophical mood. In his hands he held an old Bible he had been flipping through, while Gunther and Johann searched the ruins of any valuables. He opened it to a random page and found a passage that stood out to him. For you are a people holy to the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you to be a people for his treasured possession, out of all peoples who are on the face of the earth. I don't know what that is. 7-6. The passage left him conflicted. His parents raised him a Christian. Of course, they also raised him as a degenerate Slav, so that wasn't saying much. Brotherhood was not explicitly anti-Christian, so much as against non-Aryan beliefs. The recent war to crush the order had certainly exemplified the way that policy could lead to highly anti-Christian behaviour. Hell, Hans had participated in his fair share of sacrilege both during and after the fighting, But this passage hasn't questioned that. Maybe Christianity and the Brotherhood's beliefs were not so different. Maybe the Aryans were God's favourite people, a noble race of holy warriors he had sent to reclaim the world and destroy the false prophets who claimed to represent him. Maybe. Hey, bookworm, quick read it and give us a fucking hand for once. Hans looked up and saw Gunther and Johann trying to pull a large chest from where it was wedged under the rubble. He dropped the Bible into the dirt and went to help his brothers loot the church. Right. Is Samara maybe more in our range? They're both gonna be hard fights. They are both gonna be hard fights. I think we'll leave that for next episode. I shall decide. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll be back very soon for another episode. Until then, take care. Cheer bye. The now.